Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. There's a quick look here at IMX, Immutable X. This is a request from one of my community members, my admin, actually newer admin, Michael. Thank you very much, David Michael, for requesting that I cover this here. We're going to double check this and a few other things here. So quick congrats to our community members, of course, for some nice profits here. Last 24, 40 hours has been awesome. Bitcoin 86%, ICP 32, Reef 36, Dogecoin 40%. And a nice big one here from an older BNB trade from 4 months ago, 143%. So I don't know about you, but I don't mind waiting 4 months for 143%. But that's just me. I'm a patient person. I'm not a get-rich-quick kind of person. All right. So anyways, heads up on that. If you're new to the channel, thanks again for liking, subscribing, and follow. Deeply appreciate you doing that for me. And we're going to go ahead and see what's going on here. So IMX, Immutable X, whatever you want to call it. What are we looking at here? Let's just quickly touch on Elliott Wave here because we are potentially, partway through our ABC pattern. The C doesn't necessarily have to come down this low, but if it were to be a complete traditional type of pullback, we will expect the price action to kind of pull back closer to this lower 0.786, 0.618 level. Okay, so again, not a guarantee this is going to happen, but decent chance based on the simple fact that we're expecting Bitcoin to sell off a little bit to 51 to 50K. Okay, so all that having been said, what is IMX looking at here? Let's look at the daily and work our way down because there's a lot of things we want to factor in here. First of all, it's doing very, very well for itself. Okay, these levels here that I have up on the chart, I think these are weekly candlestick closures, if I'm not mistaken. I think they must be monthly then if I have this drawn out here. Let's see. Yeah, we got monthly candlestick closures here on the charts. So if we take a look, at the current price point, we're well above it, but just know we got some solid support at $2.54 and or $2.37. Again, more recent high. This is somewhat of a channel here of support. I don't think we're going to see the price pull back to that level, but if it does happen, just know that's kind of where we're at. Furthermore, too, if we take a look at TD sequential, we've been overextended for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row. Okay, so we literally should have had a pullback right here, but of course, instead of a double top, the price action broke through and didn't even look back. Oftentimes, it even comes back down to support, tested support, and continue. That didn't even happen. So the truth here is right now, IMX is popping off, but it's likely to pull back too. Okay. Again, it's a massive overextension there. Let's take a look at some moving averages. We're above all four. No surprise there. Stochastic's kind of giving us a heads up that we are diverging. Money flow index still staying high. RSI is still above 70. All the more reason to be very careful taking a short position because it could very well continue. I think it's less likely to, just based on how overextended it is, but we'll see here in just a moment. Again, a lot of this hinges on Bitcoin too. You got to recognize Bitcoin's done very well for itself in this exact same time. Okay, so somewhat of a fundamental catalyst. We do take a look at Bitcoin right now. It's at 51.8. We got to take profit target closer to about 51.5. So I do think that we're going to probably see that, but there's a lot of buying pressure between 50 and 52,000 for Bitcoin. So just keep that in mind. That does factor in here because as you can see, there's somewhat of a correlation between these two coins. Not exact, but some. Okay. The thing we want to pay attention to on the 4-hour here is really just the 20-day SMA. This is to me the bigger deal. I feel much more comfortable and confident taking a trade or just say a short trade, for example, when I'm under that level. Okay. Now I don't just take a short trade because it drops below that level. It just kind of lets me know this little bullish uptrend on the daily time frame is slowing down. We just got to be more mindful. That's really all it is. Okay. So try not to get it confused when I say that we have a bearish sign. It doesn't mean you just go full on hardcore, entire portfolio short trade 100x leverage. That's not what you do. You never do that, no matter what the circumstances. But truth is, some people will misinterpret that, so I have to clarify. I know, it's funny, right? People actually misunderstand what I say, mainly because they probably only take little bits and pieces away, and they're not watching the whole thing. Again, do yourself a favor. It's a holistic approach, right? We got to look at everything. If we don't look at everything, we're not going to understand how to properly structure a trade. Okay, so again, this shouldn't take you long at all to do yourself once you get the mechanics down. It takes me maybe 2 minutes to analyze a coin. But I take longer because I'm explaining this to you. Either way, RSI is dropping, money flow index is increasing. That's generally a bullish sign. We can also see stochastic RSI swinging down, but potentially nearing its bottom. So we may not very well see, we may not see the price action do a significant drop here again, unless Bitcoin does. Taking a look here, we can see this point, I think it's a 0.5 fib level as a potential support level. Right there where the 20-day SMA is hanging out, previous resistance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attempts to break through and eventually did. So that we can presume until it doesn't that that's going to hold as a support. So hypothetically, that would be a good place for a long position. Again, it all depends on Bitcoin, and we don't truly know what Bitcoin's going to do, but with Bitcoin selling off a little bit, this coin is doing so as well. Having said that, we got a MACD divergence as well. Okay, so mostly bearish on the momentous indicators, but also bullish on everything else. Okay, So I don't like to take trades when I see those things. That's somewhat of, it's referred to as conflict of interest. To me, I don't think it's worthwhile. Taking a look here at the Ichimoku cloud, we can confirm we're still above the cloud until we close soundly below this level here at about $3.06, which coincidentally is that same exact level we drew out on the previous time from the 4-hour chart. We couldn't pass that level for a while. That'll work as a potential support. If we break below that, that would confirm bearish behavior. So to me, I don't think we should be warranting a long position or a short position till the price action drops below this level here. We get a solid closure on the daily or 4-hour at least at 306 or lower. Okay, that's what I'm looking for confirmation to the downside. If that doesn't happen, then we're going to start seeing some of those moving averages in the 4-hour time frame look bearish, and the price action is going to be below some of them, such as 50 on the RSI. We'd probably be below 50 on the RSI at that time. Again, if the MFI is extremely high, different story, but I'm willing to speculate the MFI is going to come down with the price action if we lose, 51.5, for example, for Bitcoin. Okay, so interesting stuff here, but that is essentially my area, my takeaway here. I'm looking for a short in that range for IMX or nothing at all. Okay, we could even just see a pivot and a bounce from here, right? Again, that's kind of where we're at there. But is a long position warranted? Totally. Mainly because the macro still looks pretty bullish. Okay. So until we start to see more micro transitions to the downside, we have no reason to consider a long or a short. Lagging span is now free and clear below the baseline, or sorry, below the price action. That's a consideration to close your long position. The lagging span is also, conversion line is also below the baseline. And then, of course, the price isn't below the cloud. So we've got 2 out of 2 reasons to consider closing a short position and 0 out of 3 reasons to take a short, right? Funny how that works, right? The math doesn't seem to add up on that, but it totally does if you understand how these indicators work. That's where we're at there, folks. I hope this was beneficial. Again, no trade is a good trade for the moment. Try not to get too crazy. Make sure if you haven't already, check out Bitunix Phenomenal Exchange. No KYC or VPN required. You have to use my link to register to get these benefits. And the same thing with the trading competition coming up. We have a $10,000 prize pool for our next trading competition for our community, and you have to use my link to register for that. Cool thing is they're adding over 200 trading pairs to their exchange, and IMX is one of those. All right, folks. Hope you have a great rest of the day. Thanks again for joining me here. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.